Hey guys, tonight we wake up on a thin straw mattress in a shadowy stone chamber somewhere deep inside a medieval castle, where the air smells faintly of smoke, damp wool and yesterday's stew. A bell begins ringing in the courtyard outside, slow, heavy, unavoidable. You blink against the darkness, unsure whether it's still night or some cruel version of morning. The cold creeps through the cracks in the wall, brushing your face like an impatient reminder that comfort is not part of your job description. You stretch carefully, already aware that if you move too slowly, someone important will notice. And in this world, you probably won't survive this. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And while you're settling in, comment below with your location and the local time where you are right now. I always love seeing where in the world you're listening from as we wander quietly through history together. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You push yourself upright on the straw pallet. Around you, other servants are already stirring. There are no private bedrooms down here, just a long shared chamber beneath the castle's main floors. Rough wooden beams stretch overhead. Blankets are folded quickly. A few whispered greetings pass between sleepy voices. The bell rings again. That's your cue. Historical note. In large medieval households, especially noble or royal ones, servants could number anywhere from a few dozen to over 100, depending on the wealth of the lord. Castles were not just homes, they were complex, humming ecosystems of labor. You pull on a simple wool tunic, slightly rough against your skin, and tie a cord around your waist. The fabric is undyed brown, practical, and plain. No rich indigo or deep crimson for you. Your shoes are soft leather, worn thin at the soles. There's no time for stretching luxuriously or staring at the ceiling, contemplating life choices. Morning duties begin before the sun properly rises. Fires must be relit. Water must be hauled. Floors must be swept before the noble household stirs. You join the small stream of servants moving through a narrow corridor toward the courtyard well. The air is sharp and cold, your breath visible in the dim light. The stone underfoot feels unforgiving. At the well, you grasp the rope and begin hauling up the first bucket of the day. The wooden pulley creaks rhythmically. Water sloshes inside the bucket, heavy and honest. Here's an odd little detail that history sometimes forgets to emphasize. Before anyone important washes their face or drinks a sip of ale, someone like you has already carried dozens of gallons of water across stone floors in near darkness. The castle doesn't wake itself. You carry the bucket carefully toward the kitchens, arms straining slightly. Inside, the hearth is already being coaxed back to life. A senior kitchen servant kneels before the massive fireplace, blowing gently into embers until sparks catch. You set the water down without a word. Everyone knows their role. Hierarchy exists even among servants. There are scullions, cooks, grooms, chambermaids, valets, stewards. Each rank has its own tasks and its own small measure of authority. Scholars still argue whether service in a noble household was primarily exploitative, or whether it sometimes offered genuine opportunity for advancement, especially compared to rural peasant life. Standing here with aching arms before sunrise, it feels like both could be true. You move next to the great hall. The room is cavernous, empty, and echoing. Long wooden tables stretch across the stone floor. Your job is to sweep yesterday's rushes, bundles of reeds scattered across the floor to absorb spills and dampness. They've done their duty. Now they must be replaced. You gather the old rushes into a wicker basket. Dust rises in lazy spirals. You try not to cough too loudly. Above you, colorful banners hang from the rafters. Sunlight hasn't reached them yet. The hall feels like a sleeping giant, waiting to roar back to life once the Lord and his guests descend. There's something almost peaceful about this hour. No shouting. No orders barked sharply. Just the quiet rhythm of preparation. You fetch fresh rushes and scatter them evenly across the floor. It's not glamorous work, but it changes the atmosphere immediately. The hall smells cleaner, slightly grassy. In the corner, another servant polishes pewter cups with a cloth until they catch the faintest glow of dawnlight. Breakfast for the noble household will not be elaborate. Bread, ale, perhaps some cheese, but it must be ready on time. Timing is everything. If the Lord wakes, and the fire is cold or the table unset, someone will answer for it. You step back for a moment, surveying the hall. There's pride in quiet competence. Outside, the sky shifts from charcoal grey to pale blue. A rooster calls somewhere beyond the castle walls. Your stomach rumbles faintly. Servants often eat simple fare, leftovers, coarse bread, pottage. Meals are functional, not indulgent. But you've learnt not to dwell on what you're missing. Instead, you focus on the next task. There's always a next task. You climb a narrow staircase toward the upper chambers, carrying a small bucket of fresh water and a linen cloth. Some noble rooms must be aired before their occupants rise. Windows opened. Hearths checked. As you move quietly through corridors lined with tapestries, you're acutely aware of the invisible boundary between your world and theirs. Thick rugs muffle footsteps here. Walls are warmer. Light enters more generously through larger windows. You place the water basin carefully on a wooden stand beside a carved bed. The noble occupant still sleeps, face peaceful beneath heavy blankets. You avoid looking too long. Your presence is necessary, but invisible. And that is the delicate art of being a medieval servant. You exist everywhere and nowhere at once. Your hands shape the comfort of others, yet your own comfort is an afterthought. As you step back into the corridor, another bell rings, lighter this time, signaling the official start of the day above stairs. Soon the castle will hum with voices, boots, laughter, arguments, commands. But for now, in this fragile space between darkness and dawn, you breathe slowly. The day stretches ahead, like a long stone hallway. Would you like me to continue the story into the afternoon, perhaps describing the chaos and sensory overload of a midday feast in the Great Hall?